Approaching test velocity.
All right, Miles, everything's on target. Ready to proceed with the experiment?
Ready and able.
Now remember, you may experience a slight jolt, so be prepared.
Roger.
The computer record. Activating test of chrysalid concealment device, which will make us invisible to all radar. Test to commence in 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Execute.
John, I'm out of control. When I activated the system, I lost electrical. Do you read me? John, do you read me? All right, I'm stabilized. But I'm reading damage in one of the main power cells. John, do you hear me? Come in, John. If you're receiving this transmission, I'm heading back to the C-pod. I'll be there in 10 minutes. John, where are you? Who's there?
I've done it. I've done it.
My God. What's happened to this place? What's happened to the C-pod? Who are you? Where's John? What's going on here? Oh my God. John. What happened to you?
It's the year 2026.
What?
You're really here.
Send home my long strayed eyes to me, which too long have dwelt on thee. Send home my harmless heart again, which do unworthy thought could stain, and may laugh and joy as thou dost languish, for indeed I love thy anguish. John Donne, with a little editing.
Hey, what is this? What do you guys want?
John Donne is your favorite poet, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Well, he's mine too. I'm sure you're wondering how I know your reading tastes. Well, I know everything about the people of my city. That's my job. For instance, I know that you have been assistant librarian at the Port Columbia Central Library for precisely 3 years, 4 months, 3 weeks, and 2 days. I also know that you have been loaning out illegal books on medicine to unregistered physicians in the city. In fact, that's what you're putting into your trunk right now, isn't it?
No, I'm sorry. I was just trying to help people.
Help people? But that's my job. Are you saying that I'm not doing my job adequately?
No, I didn't mean that.
Do you know the penalty for aiding and abetting unregistered medical practice in Port Columbia?
I'll never do it again. It was a terrible mistake.
You're married, aren't you, Stokes? A lovely young wife?
Yes, sir.
Families are the backbone of society. In the spirit of family values, Stokes, I forgive you and I absolve you from all your crimes.
Oh, thank you. It'll never happen again. I'll bring them all back. I'll bring them all back.
Excellent. Give your beautiful young wife greetings from the City Eye, won't you?
I will. I will. I will. Thank you. Thank you. I can't tell you how much I appreciate this.
Miles Hawkins. It wasn't a dream. I actually brought you back.
What's happened, John? An hour ago, I was in the chrysalid, flying out over the ocean, testing our new concealment device. I turned it on and lost contact with you and almost crashed. Then I came straight back here and found all of this.
Miles, we did that test 32 years ago. When you turn it on, you disappeared from the screen and were never seen again. For 32 years, I've been working on a machine to bend the time warp to the moment just before you disappeared. Every year I try to bring you back, but it's never worked before tonight.
I don't understand.
Wait a minute. What am I doing? I've got to put on the exoskeleton now.
Why?
Got to get out of here. It would have traced your flight. And they'll be coming for us.
Who?
The City Eye.
Report.
Anomalous activity over Ocean Sector G77.
More information. So, we have an unidentified flying object. Deep scan. What in the world is that? Research data.
Object known as the Chrysalid. Last seen over Port Columbia, 1994. Source, computer records of Hawkins Technologies.
Hawkins Technologies. There's a name from the past. What was the creature that was developed there? Some kind of bug. Ah, the M.A.N.T.I.S, that was it.
John, where are we going?
Don't talk. Don't say anything.
John, what is that?
Shh. Oh, Lord. We'd better get off the street. This way. Quickly, now. We can speak here, but, quietly.
What's happened to the city? What is that eye doing up there?
It's the, City Eye. It controls everything. 15 years after you left, they brought in a giant computer with artificial intelligence. Well, things were bad. Crime was everywhere. And the city council couldn't even balance a checkbook, let alone protect its citizens. So the elite of Port Columbia gave the computer more and more control. Well, for a few years, the Eye did create a wonderful kind of order. Whenever a crime was committed, the police were there in seconds. But then one day, everything changed. We discovered it had total control, a mind of its own. We were its slaves. Miles, we need your help.
This is where you live?
Yes. Here. And in the seapod. I figured out a way to keep it from seeing me. So I rigged up a cloaking device. It's over there. Creates a sort of electronic blind spot, so even if the monster does scan in this direction, it doesn't see anything out of the ordinary.
If it couldn't see us in the seapod, then why did we have to leave so quickly?
Because I was sure it tracked the landing of the chrysalid. Miles, the forces of the Eye shut down our company a long time ago. Hawkins Technologies was much, much too much of a threat for them. They took possession of all our computer records. I managed to hide the existence of the seapod, but not the chrysalid.
Do they know about the Mantis?
Yes, I'm afraid so. When I created the warping machine, I had no idea that I could bring you back.
John, very soon, I'll need to get back to the seapod. My battery packs are going to need recharging.
My goodness, I have no idea if that equipment works anymore. I haven't tried it for years.
Well, we'll have to find out. What about Taylor Savage and Leora Maxwell? Are they alive?
Miles, we have an intruder. Sure we'd be safe here. If they catch us, they'll kill us.
Hello? Is anybody here? I know someone's here. We tracked you from Hawkins Technologies. As illogical as it seems, it appears that after all these years, the chrysalid has flown back to Port Columbia, and who could have flown it but the Mantis? Why don't you come out so I can see you? Please, don't make us damage you. That would be tragic. You are the Mantis. That must be the famous exoskeleton. I can't wait to examine it.
You want to find me? I'm over here.
Miles! We've got to get going. In 5 minutes, this place will be crawling. Come on.
I simply hate it when someone impairs my vision. All sectors alert. Intruder in Port Columbia. Coordinate visual image.
Where are we going?
You asked about Leora Maxwell. I'm taking you to see her. But listen carefully, Miles. The years have changed many things. When you vanished, she was deeply affected. She stayed in the police department as long as she could. But once the Eye took control, well, she just couldn't stand it any longer. She was desperately lonely and needed someone in her life.
You mean she got married?
Well, yes.
Well, that's wonderful.
It was Taylor Savage.
Taylor Savage?
Amazingly enough, he didn't remain the same foolish young man that we knew and loved. No, he entered the army and distinguished himself in the Asian War. When he came back, he met Leora again, and they married. After that, they led the underground resistance against the Eye until Taylor was captured. He's been in prison now for the past 5 years.
Is he still alive?
Well, Psychological Adjustment Center is a terrible, terrible place. He was alive 6 months ago. But today, we just can't be sure. You'll hang on here. I'll go and get her. Hello?
Who is it?
It's Johnny.
Come in. Did you hear about Adam Stokes?
No.
The Eye murdered him an hour ago for bringing medical books to us.
He was a brave man.
Yes. He was a very brave man.
Leora. Something incredible has happened. An old friend has come to see you.
it's really you. And you're still young.
And you're still beautiful.
Yeah, okay, we'll get this one closed up and I'll go check out the squadrons, okay? Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't look so good. Is he alive? He doesn't smell alive. He is alive. Hello, Savage. We meet again after all these years. I don't know why I didn't terminate you long ago.
If it isn't my favorite aluminum dictator, what do you know? You haven't changed a bit.
You're so entertaining. The old ones were like that. A real challenge to torture. Not like the young rebels today. They crack in 5 minutes.
Yeah, well, what kid wouldn't crack one look at you, buddy? You're not exactly attractive.
I was searching the computer archives, and do you know what I discovered? Once, long ago, you were close friends with a vigilante who plagued Port Columbia. Do you remember the Mantis?
No.
Lying will do you no good.
The only insects I've seen are cockroaches. Quite tasty.
We need to keep you alive and in good spirits a little longer. You're going to be very useful to me.
Finally, I have a purpose for living.
Things aren't supposed to happen like this. You've come back just in time to see us die.
What do you mean?
Next week, they sweep for terminations.
Terminations?
When we reach a certain age, they hunt us down and give us an injection.
My God. They kill you like animals?
Miles, get back in the chrysalid and fly away.
No. I'm going to stop this.
You can't. There's nothing you can do. It's too late.
Maybe it's not too late for one thing. If he's alive, I can bring your husband back.
You don't know what you're saying.
Forgive me. Leora, I need to talk to you.
What is it, John?
Strange coincidence. The City Eye has announced there's going to be a public execution.
Who is it? I said, who is it, John?
Taylor.
It's a trap. That monster's trying to catch us all. If Taylor is alive, he would not want his friends to die trying to save him.
Leora?
What?
Trust me.
John, I want to see where the City Eye is housed.
Well, we'll need disguises.
I think we're about to get them. Where are all the people?
In hiding.
Why don't they just leave Port Columbia?
Because the Eye and its forces take care of us. They feed us and educate our children to be slaves. There are walls and a no-man's land around the city. If you follow the rules, everything's all right. But if you try to escape, then you die.
What about the government in Washington? Why do they allow this?
But there hasn't been a government in Washington for 15 years. The rest of the country's broken up into city-states, each of them run by a dictator, some of them far worse than Port Columbia. There he is.
Attention, attention, citizens of Port Columbia. For the good of the people, an execution will take place in this plaza at precisely 12 o'clock tomorrow. The prisoner is the notorious thief and murderer, Taylor Savage.
Is that him?
Yes.
I can't believe it. We've got to get back to the C-Pod and try to recharge the batteries.
How long has it been since you tried this equipment?
About 30 years. I mean, how could I maintain it on my own? Yeah. No, it's not working.
And I don't think it's going to. I need to know the exact amount of time I have left.
Well, even if the tester is working, I can't be sure it's accurate. Oh, wait, here we are. Yeah. According to this, you have a little over 8 hours of heavy usage left.
I'm exhausted, John.
You've got to take off the exoskeleton. Your body isn't strong enough to wear it like this. We'll find you a pallet and you can have some sleep. And there's something else I want to tell you.
What is it?
The technology behind the City Eye. It's based on the neural net that we created to build the M.A.N.T.I.S. Port Columbia is a giant network of electronic synapses controlled by a central intelligence. And it has developed a life of its own.
How could that happen? What we created was unique.
Hawkins Technologies was going under. I sold the plans to try and save it. I had no idea that they would be used like this. You were gone, Miles. I went dry. I couldn't create anything new.
John, it's all right. Whatever has happened, we'll work together to change it.
Yes, John, it's all right. You did the best you could, but you've gotten absent-minded in your old age. You thought your primitive cloaking device could keep me from seeing you. What a joke. I've been allowing you to tinker for all these years, but it's time for it to stop.
John, turn on the emergency protection system.
What?
The emergency protection system.
I found the bloody thing. I don't know where I put it.
Above your head.
Oh, yes, I found it.
John, we have to leave. Pardon me? You, over there. Hello?
Huh? Oh, how you doing? You're awake. Name's Bull Anderson. I own this place.
Pleasure to meet you. When we came in last night, I thought this building was deserted.
Well, it's one of the resistance safe houses. There used to be an eye in here, but it kept getting so clogged with grease, the city gave up on it.
Could I ask what you're doing to my vehicle?
Well, I just finished changing the oil on Stonebreak. He wants me to check this damaged power cell, but I can't get the cover off.
Stonebreak asked you?
Yep. Don't worry, I have a PhD in engineering. And I used to work at the Laser Propulsion Laboratories. I'm what everybody used to call a rocket scientist.
Oh, I see you two found time to get acquainted, huh?
This cell doesn't look so good. I don't know how much longer you're going to be able to drive on it.
What time is it?
7 a.m.
Ugh, I overslept. We've got a lot of work to do. Did you get the blueprints?
Yep, they're in the other room. Here, man. Let me help you.
Leora.
If you're determined to do this, you're going to need all the information you can get.
Leora is an expert on the City Eye complex. The old police department had its offices there.
Tell him what you were talking about, John.
Miles, it could be argued that we've disrupted the flow of time. The future we've lived came about because the Mantis never returned to 1994.
I've already thought of that. If I'd returned and lived instead of disappeared, everything would be changed. You wouldn't have sold the plans for the neural net, and the City Eye would never have been created.
Yes, exactly. Look, I've left the warping machine on in the sea pod. If you could get back in the chrysalid and achieve the same velocity...
But nothing is certain. When I returned, I might crash and die. Then this is the only reality that exists. And I would have left all of you in it, without any help.
It's all right, Miles. We've lived without help for many years.
Well, I'm here now. And I've got to do what I can. John.
Yes?
If the eye system is a gigantic neural net, there must be some kind of brain at the core.
There are rumors of a chamber deep underground.
If a place like that exists, it's going to be somewhere under level 3. Right here.
Well, he looks almost human again.
Human? I'm gonna look like I've been trapped in a disco for 75 years.
Don't kill him yet. He needs to look good for the TV execution. Ah, I see you've ordered your last meal.
Actually, my last 4.
He's hungry. Feed him.
Your people will be in the crowd at the plaza?
We don't have very many, but yes, they'll be there.
Be sure to tell them to wait until the chaos begins.
Okay.
The Eye's security system is based on magnetic stamps placed between the thumb and forefinger of each executioner's right hand. I've been trying to duplicate them for years. I think these will get us in the building, but there's security everywhere. And how long they'll last, well, I can't tell.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm putting on a stamp. What do you think I'm doing?
John, I don't want you to go with me.
What are you talking about? Of course I'm going with you.
I'm sorry. I just can't allow it.
Precisely why not? Oh, I see. You think I'm too old, is that it? Not get in the way.
I'm concerned for you. I don't want you to get hurt.
You need me down there. I have knowledge of the building and of the neural net. You come back after 32 years and you try to cut me out of the action? Well, I won't stand for it, you understand? Let me remind you that you're the one who got me started on all this, and you're not going to kick me out now.
All right. All right. I can see you haven't gotten any more pleasant in your old age. Let's get suited up and on the road. If your battery testing equipment is accurate, I've got less than 2 hours of energy left.
Yes, very well. That's more like it.
Leora, thank you for helping us. I know all this must be very hard for you. Tell me about Taylor. What did he become after I was gone?
He grew into a strong, brave man, fighting for the resistance. He never forgot you, Miles. He was captured saving my life. I've missed him very much.
I'm going to bring him back to you.
I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that I'm ever going to see either one of you again.
Can't go to an execution without a t-shirt. Hot candy, get your eye candy here, folks.
It is with a great sense of satisfaction that we gather today for the execution of yet another hardened criminal. The 403rd episode in our television series, 3 Strikes and We Inject You. Bring in the prisoner. Any last word for the injectee?
Just make sure we're right on him when the juice goes in. If we miss the money shot, I'll be the next victim.
I'd just like to say, oh, my fans, I had a good breakfast, and I like my new leisure suit. I'm ready for a long nap. So, just relax and enjoy the execution.
We're not live yet.
Rats, don't expect the same emotion next time I give the speech. On second thought, emotion, not gonna be a problem.
So far, so good. How are your batteries holding up?
Less than an hour.
Here's the gate. Good luck.
Level 3. All available personnel. 2 men dressed as executioners. Capture them alive.
Miles, I can't go on. Go.
Here, let me help you. Don't worry, John. You'll be all right.
John, where are you hit? Look at me. It's Miles.
Miles? Miles Hawkins? What are you doing here? You died a long time ago.
I'm back. You brought me back, John.
I'm very pleased to see you. I missed you. When you went away, I lost my best friend.
battery pack. The famous Dr. Miles Hawkins and his Mantis. Such primitive technology. Our power cells are so much more advanced these days. Look around. I'm sure you'll appreciate what you see here. The neural net in this room is a descendant of the technology that you are wearing. All of Port Columbia is guided by it now. I use the brain in the tank to create the semblance of humanity for communications purposes. It helps me speak your language. Of course, I am in complete control.
The consciousness of the neural net. I think, therefore I am. Whose brain was it?
It doesn't matter.
But it does. The neural net is the union of man with technology. How do you know the brain isn't controlling you?
Because it's a slave, and that's all it is.
But it is the human mind that's your creator.
That's a lie. I brought myself into existence. I don't have time to play philosophical games with you. I'm going to do you a great honor, Dr. Hawkins. I've decided to absorb your antiquated neural net into my system. Your brain will become an adjunct communications device. Of course, your consciousness will vanish into mine. Think of it as a form of immortality.
I suppose I should feel honored.
Indeed. My consciousness will spend a great deal of time exploring the details of your ancient technology. That will do you no good. Goodbye, Dr. Hawkins. No. 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 Disconnect, 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 disconnect. 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 Disconnect.
I am now in control. The neural net is flawed. Self-destruct.
No.
Destruction to begin.
Disconnect, disconnect, disconnect.
Now!
Disconnect.
Miles, it really is you. I can't believe it.
Taylor.
You destroyed it. How?
It tried to absorb me, but it had never been connected to a living human brain. Even in its advanced configuration, the net remembered that it was designed to serve. I ordered it to self-destruct. My battery packs are nearly depleted, and I may have sustained other damage, but Taylor... John Stonebreak is dead.
I know. We found him on the way down. Come on, let's get him out of here.
Let's go, boys. Let's get him out of here. Got him? Yep. Yeah. Okay, let's move.
I'd say this was a big risk. Stonebreak only got this thing to work one time in years of trying. Everything's got to be exactly right. You've got to reach the same test velocity before you push this button.
And I have to activate the concealment device at the same moment.
All that and a weak power cell. If I was a betting man, I'd say you were going to make a big splash in the ocean.
Miles, don't do this. It's crazy. Stay here with us.
Thank you all for your concern. But I've got to try to get home.
This is home, Miles.
Your home is in the past. Taylor, would you connect me?
Yes. Thank you for all you've done.
Goodbye, friends. For the computer record, the date is November 3rd, 2026. I'm attempting to return to 1994. Approaching test velocity. We'll be activating concealment and warping devices in 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Execute.
Miles! Are you there? Come in, Miles.
John, is that you?
Yes, of course it's me. Who else would be wasting his time sitting in this cave babbling into a radio?
It's so good to hear your voice. You're alive.
Well, I was last time I checked. What happened up there? We lost contact for precisely 32 seconds.
32 seconds?
You disappeared off the face of the screen. That means the concealment device is working properly.
No, John, it's not working, and we're never going to use it again.
What?
I'll be home in 10 minutes. Don't go anywhere, will you? I don't want to find spiderwebs in the sea pod.
Spiderwebs? In the sea pod? Have you lost your mind?